All right, now that the election heat is going down little by little, let's talk about this. I had made notes to talk about this. Dear Uber Sri Lanka, this video is about the drivers, tuk drivers, sometimes the SIP drivers not wanting to accept card payments. May it be credit, may it be debit, they do not like card payments. Although I'm talking to Uber Sri Lanka, it could be also addressing some of the other services, some of the similar services in the country, but this is a problem. So the background to this whole video is that we faced this many times. So the recent incident is that my wife was heading out for an important matter, and we ordered an Uber. We could see the driver on the map reaching our gate, reaching our pickup location. And 2 minutes later that I learned the driver has cancelled the trip and was going away. And the Uber was looking for another driver. It happened then, same thing happened the following morning. We ordered an Uber. Since we know the drivers are a little bit tricky like this, so my wife went ahead before the Uber reaches our gate, reaches our pickup location. And the driver, I don't know how he got to know, and he cancelled the trip and he took off, he turned back and took off, and even my wife signed him to stop. The number was right, we matched the numbers, that was the driver, and he took off. He didn't want even to stop and tell why he cancelled the trip. What I believe is what's happening is they reach our pickup location and they accept the trip, see that it's a card payment, and then they cancel it and goes off. The resulting, my wife was late consecutively 2 days. Most recent incident is we ordered an Uber and we saw the Uber coming, and we saw the man on the map, and next thing I know, he had cancelled it. The Uber was looking for another Uber, so that this is the second guy, and Uber assigned it to another driver. That driver reached our gate and I saw him and I signaled him for him to wait a couple of minutes till my wife gets into the try-show. And next thing that I know, my wife went to the try-show and tried to get in and go on her matter, and the Uber driver refused to take her in and canceled the trip to our face. And when we indicated that she's getting late, she has to get to her destination, he said the driver said it's not his responsibility for us to take it up with Uber. So this is, I'm taking up with you, Uber. Uber Sri Lanka, this is a problem. This makes your service very, very unreliable. Before I went on making this video, I spoke to a couple of Uber drivers and I inquired about this situation, and I asked them why drivers are doing this. So the thing that they indicated to me was that when it's a ride paid via credit cards or debit card, that payment gets about 2 weeks to realize into their account, and they don't like it and they are not happy with it, and it's making their life harder. So the problem here is that when we get into the vehicle in the morning to get somewhere and the driver realizes it's a card payment, their attitude completely changes, and after that he's angry, he's upset, he talks to us upset, and the whole situation is bad, and we don't have any way of finding alternatives because we are already in the ride and we are in the midst of it. Because of the situation, the passenger has to suffer the consequences, and it's not right. Well, this story is nothing new. I'm sure you must have heard tons of these stories with Uber Sri Lanka because I have seen a lot of complaints on social media going around, tagging you, your social media channels. Now that I have spoken about the problem and the background to it, I have a couple of solutions and suggestions that may help to mitigate the situation. So the first solution that I have is to introduce a competitive commission rate for card payments. For an example, if it's a cash payment and you guys are taking 15%, 10% of a cash payment as commission, maybe you can say 12%, 7% commission rate for a card payment, so that the drivers will be a little bit encouraged to accept card payments. My second solution is, I think, kind of a technical one, but I think this would address the solution much more extensive way. For that, the drivers could choose the payment method that they would like to get paid via. Let's say if the drivers are only liking to get paid with cash, they could select it when they are starting their day on their app. Or if it's both, or if it's only card payment, they have the preference. And when we are searching as passengers, when we are searching for an Uber, you guys can filter out those people, according to our preference of payment. You can filter out the drivers and show us only the people who would accept the card payments, and not only assign the drivers who would like to accept card payments, so that we wouldn't have to deal with them in the morning with their attitude. So my third suggestion is kind of a little bit of a rigorous one, but introduce a penalty system. In a case a driver cancels few trips based on the payment type, because it's a card payment, get them off the grid for some time, and so that they would be little encouraged not to cancel trips on us, because us passengers pay the money. We pay good money. The hard-earned money that we pay is good as cash or card payment is the same money that we pay, and there's no difference for us as passengers. So if you're